Hi, I'm Stephanie from Renovation Bay-Bee, and today I wanted to show you how we created our IKEA hallway. We wanted a space, being a family of 5 and 2 dogs, that we could walk straight through the door, have somewhere to put all our items when we come in, and when we leave we know exactly where they are. So we created these couple of IKEA hacks using the IKEA doors, and we created the cupboards inside so that they would fit to our space that we had, and we had a space like where we've got the beam, the supporting beam where the old front door used to be, and then we wanted to be able to use all the lighting in it. We wanted to be able to make the storage shelves do exactly what we wanted. So this is the space that we had. As you can see, absolutely cluttered mess, full of coats and bags and shoes and walking boots and welly boots, different coats for different things that we need. There's just so much comes with a family, and we wanted just somewhere where it was clean and tidy and it all gets shut away. So I'm going to share with you how we created it. It might not be exactly the correct way, but it's the way that we did it, and it was the way that worked for us. So I'll go through the basics building of this to give you an idea, and you can have a look at the blog post for more detail. So first we needed to create a base, and you need to do this because we were putting skirting board on the front, create a built-in look, and also to raise it up off the floor so the doors could then open. We use the Craig pocket hole jig system, which creates a really secure fixing between each of the pieces of wood, and we just used MDF sheets that we got from Wix, and they do delivery to our house, so that was perfect. And we use the pocket hole jig and these clamps to hold everything together, and we created basically a box. We created the small box that went on the left hand side, and we created a larger box that went on the right hand side, and then we have subdivided the larger box to create one small cupboard by the front door and a larger cupboard in the middle, which is going to use double doors to open up for the coats, a basket system, and another cupboard on the left hand side. The cupboard on the right hand side is going to have a front panel to it, but this is just the way that the measurements worked with the doors. So you need to get your pen and paper out, however you do it, and you need to get measuring. So use the IKEA doors as your basis, which then you need to make sure you've got extra sizing on them because they need larger than the actual door size. You could use the IKEA Pax units to give you an idea. So we used this Craig pocket hole jig throughout it to create our sections and to create our subdividing parts, and then we used this construction timber like we did for the base, but a slightly larger piece that fitted in to create somewhere where we could hang the door, because we needed to hang up the door on the right hand side, and then a set of doors, double doors, would be on this left hand side one. We also wanted to add in a lighting system, so we used the IKEA lighting system, and it's a smart lighting system that can be integrated with our Philips Hue lighting system that we have throughout the home. So obviously this lighting system should be compatible with the IKEA Pax units, which have obviously all got the pre-drilled holes and all things like that as well. So you need to use a little bit of figuring out how you get them in within when you're making your own units, because the little holes aren't there. But IKEA are really good with certain like fixings that they provide, and then you can just screw them straight into the wood that you've already got. Make sure you do like small little pilot holes so that you can the fixing's got something to connect to. So the IKEA lighting system that we chose was the strip lights at the front. Now these don't need any smart sort of linking up or anything like that. They are just used with a motion sensor, so they will turn on when the doors open and turn off when they shut. And it just creates a bit, we just wanted something to make it a little bit extra really. And we had the lights that we included in the baskets, and then we wanted the lights that we had when you open the doors. And because the only natural light coming in this hallway is from the front door, so come the evening when it's dark, or it's a way of being able to see what's inside the cupboards. So they're really easy to fix. You just screwed them on through here, and then that allowed you to put the lighting system in. You can see here we've tucked all the cabling up there, and there's a lot of cabling, so this is why you want to do it at this stage why you want to get it in now, because there is a lot of cabling that is around all of these units, because we're going from one point to on the right hand side, and then we're installing 3 different strip lights, and then we're installing all the different spotlights that we used in the baskets. So they come with little tacks, so you can get them all tacked in. And this is, I wanted to get it like this because I'm going to fill every single hole possible here to make it look built in. So I wanted all the cabling in so that you could then just fill up the holes and you couldn't see them. So this is what I mean by the sensors. So this would be like the door, and then they turn off, and then when the doors open up they turn the lights on, and they give a really good amount of light, but they will sort of, if there's anything underneath, obviously it will block the light from going down any further. So next up, you want to get your hinges on so that you know where everything is, and when you put all your internals in, you know where the hinges are going to sit, and then you know how you need to position all your shelvings and things like that you're putting in here. And then we just use the IKEA hinges on ours, and then we got them all aligned and screwed into the places they needed to be. Next we moved on to the shelving. We created like little long supports and then clamped them into the place where we wanted the shelves to be screwed in. We'd already pre-hole drilled the pocket hole jig holes so that we could get it in, and then you want to make sure they're extremely level, and then you can use your pocket hole jig to screw into the side, into the units behind, just make sure the screw doesn't go all the way through. Then you want to sand everything down, so you want a light sand over everything so it's got something to adhere to. And I rounded off all my edges, and I did all the edges, also flat edges have also got little fibres in them, so I also then do a watered down PVA on all the edges, and then this brings out the fibres, and then I resand all over again the edges too, because you'll then see all the little fibres come out, and then this what makes it a smoother look when you come to paint it. Then you want to sand everything, fill every hole with wood filler, sand every hole, and then get it as smooth as you can. This is where I was showing about sanding down the fibres and the difference between when you PVA, they bring out the fibres and then you can shave them off. And then I wash everything down, wipe everything down so that it is with a damp cloth, so that you've got rid of all the little fibres that you've sanded off, so you've got a nice clean work surface. I then use this little caulking tool. Some people will probably absolutely cringe over me using a little tool, however I think it works for me, and that's all that matters. And you fill every single little hole, and I mean even ones like this bit here in between when the shelves are meeting, all round the back, so it goes up between the gap between the shelves and the walls, and that's every part of it, and it will take ages, but it would be absolutely worth it. You can see here there were some chunky bits here between the units and the walls where they weren't straight and things like that, so just filling in those things that you know that when you paint it they'd just be uniform and you can't see it, and it just looks so much more fitted in. So then it came down to priming all of this, and so we used an acrylic primer undercoat and we primed everything using a little roller, and then in between each one of those we did that twice, and then we sanded with a very light sand in between, and then it went on to the painting, which I haven't videoed here, but we used Valspar furniture paint, and then we had it colour matched to our walls, so that it was exactly the same as all the walls all the way around, so that then they looked uniform and even more built in than we, given this built-in look that we are looking for. So this was the sandpaper that we used, like really fine, and in between each coats. So then it came on to attaching your handles. We got these from HomeSense, and they usually have a shelf full of all different ones, and they match the bench on the floor as well. So we get these attached, which these are really easy. They just screw on the back here, but they just look nicer, and then this sort of standard IKEA ones that you can get. So they made a big difference. So this is it finished. This is it all filled in with painted, all filled with all the little bits and bobs that we wanted, all the baskets that we've got in here, all the lighting system. We added a lovely mirror from IKEA as well. All of this is listed in my description box below. There's the shoe bench that we had originally made out of the Calyx units, and the little lights up there, that's from IKEA too, and all the little baskets on top I had previously. So it just absolutely works for us. It's such a useful space, and you can fit so much in here as well. The plain white doors look really nice and smooth. Like, we did wonder about painting them the same colour as the wall, but I think it works like this without worrying about having to do that. And then we've added all our internal things into here as well, which I will show you. But I want to show you just how much work this space works for us so well. When we all come in and we have everything where it's meant to go to. And I think it kind of looks a bit bigger. Well, we were worried it was going to look smaller, or it would be too in our face as we walked in, but because it's all very neutral and it just works super well. So we have the 4 single doors. They were the size 50 centimetres by 195 centimetres, which is the smaller ones. You can get the slightly taller ones, but we thought these ones would work best with the beam that we had originally where the front door was. So inside here you can see where my vacuum is, and you can see we've sort of got it tucked up behind and where we got the plug socket, so that worked out really well. And we added some shelves in. These are the IKEA clothing rails, so the hanging rails, so they work brilliantly, and so items hang forwards towards you rather than sideways, so you get more depth. These are all our different shelves, different sizes, some for wellies, boots and shoes, and we have all our walking boots in bags so that they don't get all mucky inside. But also, to stop the shelves getting dirty, we picked up these mats, which are for dogs and cats to feed off, to put their bowls on, and where they can be easily cut down to size, and they were like in this plasticky green kind of, so we've placed them all in here as well, which gives a bit of more protection towards the MDF shelves. We can just take them out and clean them and wash them off, so they were brilliant. They were like just over £1 each, I think, so they were really cheap. So, and these are the baskets, and they are what we put all our hat, scarf and gloves or bags or things like that can go in there. So really, really useful. We added in an MDF base to them to make sure they had a little bit more support. So I hope you liked our IKEA hack. Have a look in the description box below where you can find out everything about this and more information. Thank you for watching.